are you thinking about moving to Cypress, Texas? Well, if you are, then this video is for you because we're going to cover Cypress, Texas via Google Maps. We're going to take a tour of all the different neighborhoods there, at least some of them. I can't possibly cover all of them in this video, but I'm going to highlight some of the most popular and some of the newer communities, Woodlands, Galveston, so you get a feel for where you sit in relationship to Houston and the surrounding areas, and some drive times. We're going to look at what there is to do in Cypress. It's a really neat location. It was started developing out in the 90s, so you get a lot of amenities and a newer feel to the area. So, back in the 90s, I remember thinking, man, that is so far out there. Who's going to live there? And now it's home to over 200,000 people. So, you build it and people will come. But let's get on with this map tour.
Okay, so we're here in the maps, and you can see this area right here that's highlighted is Cypress. So Cypress is 96 square miles. And overall population is 200,000 roughly in Cypress, and it's in the Cyfair School District. Let's look at its proximity to things before we get into neighborhoods and things to do. Okay, as far as how far it is from Houston, you're going to take the straight 290 shot into Houston. So you're going to go down 290, and you can come in on the Beltway here and then come in on 10 into Houston, or you can loop around this way and come in. You can also come down this way and then come over. So you can see if you're stuck in traffic, you have great access. So 27 miles to downtown, 45-minute drive, that's not bad. Now, as far as its proximity to other things, let's take a look. Now you can see that you are not far from Austin. You're not far from Lake Conroe, and the Woodlands is here. And then Galveston is down here. This is Cypress here. You're only about 2.5 hours to Austin on 290. You're about 40 minutes to the Woodlands. You're about an hour up to Lake Conroe. And then you're an hour and a half down here to Galveston. I'm going to show you now your drive to the airport. So here you have the airport, and you can see here's Cypress. So in and then cut over this way into the airport, or depending on which side, obviously, whether you're up here or down here, on which way you get to the airport. But you can come over this way too, and then cut over this way into the airport. So either way, you're about 40 minutes to get to Intercontinental. The energy corridor is right here. You're real quick to the energy corridor. Katie's down here. Like I said, the Women's is up there. Tomball's over here. So lots of nice areas around to go explore. So now, as far as like nightlife, things to do in Cypress, Cypress is really a suburb. It's got a lot going on 290, but it's not going to have that nightlife. If you want nightlife, you're going to have to go to the Woodlands or fine dining. Again, it's the Woodlands. It's going to be downtown Houston for things like that. As far as shopping goes, they do have a very nice outlet mall right here. It's the Houston Premium Outlets. And then you have the Woodlands Mall. And then, of course, you have downtown Houston, the Galleria. And then over here, right at 10 and the Beltway. This is the Beltway. When I say the Beltway, it's Beltway 8. So right here at I-10 and the Beltway, you have a really nice mall, Town and Country. It's an outdoor mall. And then they have an indoor mall just a couple miles down this way. And you have the Willowbrook Mall that's right here. So very nice for shopping options. I live right here where this blue dot is, so I go to the Willowbrook Mall sometimes. I go to the Woodlands quite a bit, and I go to the Outlet Mall quite a bit. I really like the Outlet Mall. I think it's very clean. It's very nice. They have Coach, Tommy Bahama, Nike. They have pretty much all your premium brands at that, and it's called the Houston Premium Outlets. Now let's zoom in a little bit more. If you want to go to Lake Conroe, you can boat, jet ski, do things like that up at Lake Conroe. But there's some things to do inside Cypress that are really fun. So let's go on ahead and explore inside Cypress a bit. So if you're a golfer, you have the Black Horse Golf Course here. You have Longwood over here. So you have some really nice golf courses in Cypress, and then you have a lot of them outside of Cypress too that are very nice. You have a lot of nice parks around here. This Deputy Darren, you can catch him with a fishing license. You can see in here all these lakes all through here. So you can do a lot of catch and release fishing. So we're going to get into the neighborhoods now. So this town lake is a 4,000 home development focused on lake life, and it started in 2005. by Caldwell Banker. It's a Caldwell Banker master plan community. It's 2,400 acres. Like I said, about 4,000 homes. It's got a 24-mile connected trail system. You have fourth largest lake in Houston. It has 14 miles of shoreline. As you can see, these lakes here are all in Town Lake. It's got a private island. This little island here, this Puckett Island, a little private island. You can picnics and just play on the island. It's obviously accessible by boat only. You can see it has a little beachfront here. If you live on this lake, you can boat. You can go up to 30 miles an hour. You can water ski. You can have paddle boards, motorized boats. A lot of people have pontoon boats and just go out for wine at night. And they do have docks that you can dock at. They have water rentals. So Town Lake is really a beautiful development. And they're still building out in Town Lake. It's not completely done yet. Now, it's in its final phases, so it's almost built out, but you can still get homes here in Town Lake. Now, Town Lake homes are going to be priced anywhere from the mid 400s up to the millions. So just keep that in mind as a price point. The thing that is a negative for Town Lake is it's just not mature. It's built in the mid 2000s, so the trees, parks aren't as mature as what you'll find, say, in Bridgeland, Fairfield, and Longwood, and some of the other neighborhoods. But let's look at some of the amenities here in Town Lake and what it has to offer in general. Town Lake is 2,400 acres, 4,000 homes. It has 3 on-site schools. It has marinas and docks, and then it has this fun section here, this Town Lake Center here. So right here is Town Lake's boardwalk, and this is really pretty. If you want to just go down and have a nice evening, dine out, be on the water, so you can pull up here with your boat. They have entertainment, shopping. It's all inclusive. It's very nice, and it's definitely someplace you'll want to be checking out. They have entertainment at night. This Town Lake has a lot of activities. It's a very strong community with their boats. They do 4th of July parades. They have all kinds of constant neighborhood activities to do. So very much a community. And what's cool about this was developed by Caldwell, but it's kind of similar to how Howard Hughes developed. You have all your shopping right here in this section. You have some commercial, you have your grocery stores, your doctor's offices, dentists, things like that. Also, Lone Star College is down here. And then they have 3 schools inside of Town Lake. So very, very thoughtful, very well planned out. And I frankly, it's cool that you can boat somewhere here so close to Houston. You can go out on your boat, go to some nice restaurant, Amira, they have Torchy's Tacos, all of that. And like I said, they have entertainment. Then not only that, but right across here, as you can see, there's Torchy's Tacos, they have Orange Theory. Over here is their lake house, which is the amenity centers here that has the pool, the lazy river. You can see that they have docks over here, store your boat, and they have rentals. They have a really nice beach along here. And this right here is a gated entrance. So you can only access this lake house residents only because they have this as a gated entrance right here, which makes it very nice because the whole development is not gated. It's a very beautiful development, very unique. My husband and I looked around a lot at homes and we almost bought a lot in here to build a house on for ourselves several years ago, and we didn't do it. And I kind of wish we had because it's a really cool development. So much to do in Town Lake. Okay, now, if you're not a water person and you want something that's more mature, then I think the next development we're going to look at here is very nice. This is going to be Bridgeland. And Bridgeland started development in 2003, and it is just beautiful. If you like more of a wooded or a natural feel with lots of lakes, this is a great place. They do allow boats, but you cannot have motorized boats. So you can only use anything you can paddle, kayaks, things like that on their lake. So Bridgeland has 11,500 acres. It's got 70,000 residents at development. They're still building. They're 6 years out from developing Bridgeland. And Bridgeland covers, I'm not going to get the exact boundaries here, right? But it covers all of this area here. Down through here. Like it's quite large. So when you're looking at this Bridgeland, it's got 11,500 acres, 70,000 residents at build out, 250 miles. Now compare that to what I just said. Town Lake had 24 miles of trails. Bridgeland has 250 miles of trails, 78 parks. It has 200 lakes and waterways. It's got 3,000 acres of lakes and waterways. And it has canoeing and, like I said, paddleboarding. You can have up to a 17-foot boat on the lake, but it cannot be powered. So, if you want to have water sports, you need to go to Town Lake or Conroe. But if you don't, then, you can be here and have all this access. It has multiple community centers and pools with slides. Now, Town Lake, yes, it has its community centers with its floating rivers. Bridgeland has so many amenity centers, so many pools and parks and then it's got mature trees. It has new development. It's not going to be developed out for quite some time. It has homes priced everywhere from the 350s on up to the millions. And they have a tree house. Their little Bridgeland tree house is cute. I'll show you a picture of that. They have Mariposa Park, Butterfly Park. They have this new one that they just put in they have this dragonfly park. It's beautiful. It has a pool the shape of a dragonfly in it. That's very fun. They have the bird sanctuary here. I want to just kind of give you an idea here of just the bridges and things they have. So here's where they just blend such cool architecture in with their environment. I just love this. The bridges are everywhere. Place to go and live. So, like I said, if you're a nature lover, Bridgeland has a lot to offer. And then they're building to kind of compete with Town Lake. This is a Howard Hughes development. It's the same developer that did the Woodlands. And so they're building their own central location here. And it's going to have that same kind of shopping center on the water with entertainment at night and restaurants and an activity center. So if you're looking for this all-encompassing design community for work, play, and life, this community, Bridgeland, offers that. Town Lake has some cool townhomes, more modern. Bridgeland has that too. Bridgeland has little cottages that are just cute. Their front yard doesn't have a driveway because they have back alleys. A lot of different types of homes can be found in Bridgeland. If you're looking for something a little bit different, you might check out Bridgeland. And that's going to be on the resale. The newer homes they're building, they've got a mix of modern and the cottage style. So if you want to live in the older section that's got the big trees, the big oak trees, and the beautiful streets and the parks that are just developed and so many lakes. I mean, and again, they have schools in their communities. So both Bridgeland and Town Lake have golf cart kind of communities where you'll see them picking their kids up on their golf cart because they're not leaving their community. So I like that. These two master plan communities are, I think, the must to check out if you're considering living here in Houston. Oh, I will cover one more, and that is Black Horse here. Black Horse is a smaller community, not very many homes, but they have acreages. You're not allowed to have horses, but they have a golf course. Two 18-hole golf courses are there at the country club. So again, you can see when I talk about proximity, because here's Bridgeland and here is Town Lake. So very close by, and that's all on this west side of town. Black Horse, you're going to have older homes built in the 90s. Late 90s through 2000s, and really nice. But do you see where I'm saying this is a really interesting part of Houston for looking for homes? I all of the open trails and big drive towards community with all of these amenity centers. And obviously lake, it's driving community everywhere. Now we covered this west side of 290. Now we're going to talk about the east side here of 290. So the east side is in between 249, 290, and it's bordered by 99 over here. And this is all the same school districts. This is the Cy-Fair School District. There's so many little places to live, right? But I'm just kind of covering the bigger ones, all right? Longwood's really nice. It's an older development as well. It's got a golf course. It's established, it has beautiful trees, and you can get in there, again, homes in the 400s on up, and very nice. It's going to be older, built in the 90s through the 2000s, but really pretty homes. Coles Crossing, another one. This, again, you have to keep in mind that Cypress didn't start building out until the 90s. So everything in here is not going to be too old. It's all going to be on the younger side. So all your infrastructure's that age as well. So you have really nice shopping centers, really nice kind of esplanades through as you're driving. It's all very pretty. Now you do have parts that are older or that are still land. You'll find homes with on large pieces of property. So it still has a lot of diversity. It's not like the Woodlands where everything's developed out. This is very much a mix of developments and then private properties throughout, and then small developments. But you can still find a lot of new construction in Cypress and beautiful subdivisions with lots of amenities. And if that's something that appeals to you, then absolutely you'll want to check this area out and explore it. Okay, I have friends who live in Coles and in Longwood both. Both of them very nice developments. Again, Longwood has that golf course, so it's a little bit more green. It's got cute little white picket fences running through it. Very, very pleasant little place to live. It is kind of in between 249 and 290. So you're kind of further from the freeway. It takes a little bit more time just to get to the freeway, right? Your access is not as convenient as, say, it is in Town Lake or Bridgeland. Okay, now I want to show you one more here. Fairfield is, I remember when they were developing Fairfield out. Now, Fairfield is a 1990s development, 3,000 acres, same type of thing, 20-acre sports park where they have soccer fields built in, schools inside the community. So you don't have to leave your community to drop your kids at school, which I really like that. And then it has lots of amenities. So again, something for everyone. And if you're in here, this is another really pretty place to be. And Fairfield has nice access too, because turn right off 290 and 99. It's one of those nice locations. Again, you have the premium outlet malls right here. So here is Fairfield, and then here are the premium outlet malls. And you have Lupe Tortilla in here somewhere. Because like I was saying, this 290 has everything. So you have Academy, there's Lupe right here on the water. You have fast food, it's a lot. There's so much going on along this feeder. You have Memorial Hermann Hospital, the emergency room. Again, down here on Spring Cypress, you have the Lowe's, Cinemark, you have Home Depot. See Home Depot, maybe not Lowe's, maybe it's Home Depot, but you have Walmart, you have, oh yeah, Lowe's is right there. I thought it was. You have, this place is packed. So you don't have a mall that's officially a mall, but outlet center, and you have, so much going on here. So it's really worth coming and checking out. If this is an area that you're being drawn to because of work, I have no problem with this area. I think it's beautiful. And there are so many neighborhoods in here to choose from. I just covered some kind of the more popular, larger ones. And then, of course, I did cover Black Horse because it is small, but I did want to get in and cover that one just because it's kind of fun. Now, the Vibe of Cypress, well, okay, so Tomball has a little downtown. The Woodlands has that waterway and walkway. So I want to say that with Cypress, I feel like each neighborhood has its own vibe, right? Because this 290 corridor is not very personal, but you have access to everything. I do like the outlet mall, though. Like I said, it's very quaint. It's nicely laid out. But within each community, like I said, you've got the town lake with the music they play on the weekend and the nice restaurants, the water there. And then you have in Bridgeland, all the lakes. You'll see people, like I said, in both communities driving up with their golf carts to pick up the kids. You'll see that also in Fairfield. It's when you drive through, have some drive-through footage here for you, but as you're driving through Bridgeland, you just feel like you're in a resort, right? It's that sprawling kind of space that you want. And then they've done such a nice job. Howard Hughes Developments, the people who did the Woodlands, they've done such a nice job again with laying out the work-life model with incorporating businesses in with your living that it's hard not to like that. As opposed to where I am in Tomball, we have a whole different vibe. We have our little downtown, and we're close to the woodlands, but we're very much unique in its identity, right? Whereas Cypress it's so big, I mean, 92 square miles, that it's hard to get one little community vibe in Cypress. But the Cy-Fair school district is very much a strong and connected school system. And then you have within that, like I said, each neighborhood's developed its own features and personalities. So you can find, I would think, something to fit your personality and your lifestyle here in Cypress. Definitely someplace worth checking out. If you're attracted to this north side of town as opposed to the south, I think you'll definitely find something that suits you here. And if not, well, Houston's big. You'll find it somewhere else, but it's somewhere I would highly recommend you put on your list of places to check out. Okay, so then the school district. I did say it's Cy-Fair, and Cy-Fair does come down here now. Cy-Fair is a very large school district, and Bridgeland here, they are adding schools in on this side of Bridgeland here. This is the newer development. Over here's where they originally started building out in Bridgeland, so it's kind of developed out. So you're going to find the older sections over here, and then the newer sections are going to be over here. So definitely want to keep that in mind when you're looking out here at homes. And then again, Town Lake's right in here, and that's going to have new home construction. So if you're interested in school systems, not everybody has kids, but if you do and you need to know your school systems, I say always check out niche.com and greatschools.org, as well as maybe the Chamber of Commerce and the schools ISD, right? Like in here, you'll be looking at Cy-Fair School District to research the different schools in here. But let's just go ahead and take a look at what you find here for schools. Okay, so I'm on greatschools.org, and you can see this is the school system here, Cy-Fair. So you can see this right here is Bridgeland, and it has a 10 rated 9 here. This is Fairfield, Longwood's over there, and Coles Crossing's over here. So Cy-Fair overall, you really need to look at each school, and this is great schools. Okay, so now we're in niche. We're in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. We call it Cy-Fair for short. And you can see the overall niche rating here is an A. The full report card says its resources and facilities are a C. You'd really have to look into that. I don't know why they're saying that. Again, this is why you need to look at these schools independently. They have clubs, activities, their sports, their admin, and really decide whether this is a fit for you. Overall, there's schools, I can't tell you each individual school. They change with time. And you're best doing that research on your own and maybe visiting these schools and really making sure once you've kind of found the area you like, making sure it's a fit for you overall if you have school-age children. To recap, all of these neighborhoods are going to be priced in the 350s on up. Town Lake is going to be the 450s on up. When I say all of these neighborhoods, I'm talking like Longwood, Fairfield, Bridgeland, you're going to come in. And then, like I said, Town Lake, it's going to be harder to find that. You're going to be looking more in the 400s there. But so many beautiful communities here to explore and learn about. And if you don't want to be, like I said, you can still get new construction in Bridgeland. If you don't want to go so far as Magnolia or to Conroe, lots of opportunities here in these beautiful, well thought out developments. Now, keep in mind with each of these developments, and the amenities they offer, their HOAs and their taxes are going to probably cause you to make a decision over one neighborhood from another. And that's perfectly fine and normal to realize that will be impacting your overall costs. As always, when checking these areas out in Houston, you want to pay attention to your flood maps and make sure that you're clear there. Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you find your perfect place to call home here in Houston. See you on the next video. Until then, I hope to see you around and have a great day. Bye.